What's up, FBCN students? Andy, McKenna, and Josh here, hanging out with you during this month of December. Hopefully you got your copy of the Advent devotional that we're doing together, Good News of Great Joy, or maybe you're doing it along with us on the Bible app. But we just wanted to kind of stay connected with you throughout the month of December, give you some of our thoughts on what's going on in this Advent, and really just kind of encourage you during this season. And so for this first one, Josh is going to share with us where God has been kind of leading him this week.
Hey students, last week we got the chance just to hang out with our Christmas parties and just having a blast with that, with Christmas Olympics and the Lumberjack Christmas party. But another awesome thing that we started last week was our Advent for this Christmas season. And you know what? We have already pulled out so many great stuff from this first week, so I'm looking forward to what's next. But I kind of wanted to share a little bit about what God taught me this week, and just kind of the idea that God has promised us things, but God also has a purpose for our lives. And on day 4, we kind of looked at how God worked through this census that Caesar Augustus had planned, right? Like in the Old Testament, when God promised a Messiah, he said that this Messiah was going to be from Bethlehem. And rather than just having Mary and Joseph appear in Bethlehem, God sent Mary and Joseph to Bethlehem through this census. So God can work through like world emperors, he can work through leaders so that we can be impacted in us, in our lives, and these promises that God has made in the past, he will work through that to make sure that those are fulfilled. And then the next idea on day 5 that kind of blends into this, how God just works, is this idea that when Mary and Joseph, they got to Bethlehem, there was no room in the inn, which is kind of a crazy thing when you think about God wanting to maybe hook his son up with like the sweet motel room in the Bethlehem Inn or whatever it was. But when Jesus was born, he was not born in a hotel room. He was not born in a hospital. He was born in a manger. And this idea that's shared in this Advent is that God had a purpose for Jesus. God's purpose for Jesus was one day to die on that cross. And in this moment, when he was born, God was setting that up. God was saying, hey, you're going to begin this path in a manger, not in an inn. And then Jesus faithfully lived his life, faithfully pursued God, and faithfully pursued his purpose, so that one day he ended up on a cross so that we can have eternal life and have a relationship restored with God because of the sin in our lives. So when we think about the chaos of 2020 and look forward to 2021, just hoping that God will fulfill his promises and that God will retain his purpose for us in our lives. So hopefully you guys are diving in. Just continue on this next week, and we'll see you next week.